Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. I am Olakunle Kasumo. The race is on to win this year's Nigeria Prize for Literature Award. Of all the entries received by the advisory board of the prize, 11 have been longlisted and one of them will be clinching the big prize. A book party was recently organized in Lagos for the long-listed writers. Here's how it went.
After announcing the 11 long-listed authors for the 2019 Nigeria Prize for Literature, it was time for the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas (NLNG) in partnership with Committee on Relevant Arts (KORA) to host the writers at the annual book party event meant to celebrate and introduce them to the public. At stake, as always, is one prize, $100,000, the biggest in Africa and prestige that would surely elevate their status as writers.
The works that I have read, the 11 finalists, they are didactic, they are very fresh, full of adventure. The use of language is very, very encouraging, and that's what I said. That in my statement about the state of children's literature in Nigeria, there is no doubt that we've got the content. It's very, very, very rich.
This year, the focus of the prize is children's literature, and the 11 long-listed writers have each produced impressive works capable of winning the coveted prize. With guests consisting of members of the literary community, journalists, friends, students, friends and families of the writers and others, the book party was appropriately spiced up with readings by children from different schools in Nigeria who read from the long-listed books.
It is not possible, Ginny. We just don't have the money. DRNG does. DRNG does this as her way of giving back. She was born in a riverside community as well and feels for them. However, one woman cannot solve all the problems in Nigeria.
There was much in terms of entertainment.
Where your daughter now? She's there for university. You need land? You need petrol.
The writers were engaged to share the inspiration behind their books, including the youngest of them, 12-year-old Anissa Daniel Oniko.
Well, I like to read a lot, so whenever I see a book that I really like, it just inspires me to write a story that other people can enjoy. Because books have been an important part of my childhood, so it inspires me to create my own book so that other people have something to read, something to enjoy.
I write a lot. I mean, as a journalist, you write every day. It's part of your working life. And I've written a lot of stuff too, creatively. Fiction, poetry. It's only drama I haven't quite tried. And I thought, okay, I haven't written for children before or anything about children. And I thought it would be fascinating to do so.
I wrote it because I had lost 4 friends from the disorder, and then a friend of mine in Canada, against all advice, went ahead to he carries the AS genotype, and he married someone else who had the AS genotype. And even though we tried to speak to him to explore other avenues in terms of propagating and having children, he stuck to his religion and believed that somehow God will save his first child or the children they will have from having the disorder.
You see a lot of children, they can't even, when they travel home, they can't relate with their foes back in the villages. Because in the city, they always speak English. So it's a burden, It was something, that has to be arrested before it gets out of hand. So that is the central motive behind A Hero's Welcome.
Self-esteem is self-pride, self-confidence. It's that belief that you can take on the world, okay? Now, I strongly believe that a child with a positive self-esteem A child who thinks so highly of herself, of himself, a child who believes she can do anything, wouldn't stoop down to exam malpractice. So self-esteem is something that is a positive one, it's something that is so indispensable and it's a must-have, okay? And that's why I wrote Tobioma.
Even the two long-listed writers who were unable to be physically present joined the conversation through technology.
Duni, where are you speaking to us from?
I'm speaking from Manitoba, Canada.
From?
From Manitoba, Canada. The children in the books are actually my children and my nieces and nephews. They travel home, to their grandparents' house every Christmas or every other Christmas, spend time, and a lot of exciting things happen.
I used to be a teacher and teaching consultant in the UK, and I found that there was a lack of black characters, not in just children's literature, but also in classroom material, the games they play, and the cartoons they watch on TV. And I believe that it's detrimental for kids to be able to see themselves in the media that they actually consume every day.
The authors also explored the themes, plots, and characters of their works.
In the first place, we have Habib and Salma as supporting roles in
supporting
the book.
Characters.
Yes, in the book. But I actually wanted to emphasize the life of the female child, especially when it comes to national unity. What my book is actually about is promoting national unity.
Ginika uses her powers of observation to solve crimes. For a 9-year-old, that's remarkable. She's actually shy and afraid of public speaking, but in the process of using her talents, she conquers that fear. So that's the theme of Ginika. And I wrote Ginika as a challenge to myself. I'm quite the extrovert, so it was a challenge getting into the mind of an introverted child. So it was a challenge I gave myself to create a character my exact opposite.
In the coming days, 3 of the 11 will be left standing before one is eventually selected as the 2019 Nigeria Prize for Literature winner. But no matter how it turns out though, these 11 can be proud they made it this far.
Quite excited. I didn't expect it, but it happened, so I'm so excited.
It's exciting to be recognized for my work. It's very exciting. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be shortlisted for the NLNG Prize.
Cora basically is looking for audience for reading. And so when we have a whole field like this, we're excited, It's not all the time that our magic, gets people in. But I also guess that children literature is the most important of all the genres, because essentially that is where you sell the culture.
As for NLNG, which has consistently sponsored this literature prize for 15 years, the company's dream to promote, celebrate and support Nigerian literary works lives on.
We keep doing this because one of the things we believe in, and it's part of our vision, is to help build a better Nigeria, to be an inspiration to Nigeria and to help build a better Nigeria. And to that extent, we'll keep doing it year in, year out, until this becomes the literature prize of the world.
And for NLNG, the time for the unveiling of this year's winner of the Nigerian Prize for Literature is significant.
October is a very important month for us in Nigeria LNG. On the 9th of October in 1999, our first LNG cargo was exported to France. So we always celebrate this literature prize the weekend around the 9th of October. It means a lot to us. This year as well, in particular, this literature prize will be in its 15th year, 15 continuous years. This year as well, we celebrate 20 years of safe and reliable production, and also 30 years as an incorporated company in Nigeria. Success in Nigeria is possible, and we have proven that.